we have 3 members of group 1, and everyone say yes. We will use cashless, and so continuing the credit card or electric money. First of all, we define the cashless, and so we have 2 choice of cashless. So one is older system, credit card, and so I start to use credit card 20 years ago, and at that time, so the cashless word is not used by everybody, I think, and so now recently cashless word is used many times, and so the recently cashless we call it electric money. Electric money, for example, is it's like PayPay, MailPay, LinePay, so and so on. And credit card so mean the Visa or Master, JCB. So it's older system, and so two members so usually use credit cards, and so one member use often PayPay, electric money, and so one member the reason why one member use electric money rather than credit card is advantage of discount until June. And 2 members using credit cards feel advantage that the point. So if we buy something, and so more and more we bought more and more point we get, and it's attractive for 2 people. And I suppose the member, the two member using credit card is older than than the member using PayPay. Yeah, it's summary is yeah. Everyone said yes, and so we cannot debate each other. So we talk about the advantage of cashless. So 2 types of cashless.
For as a starter, second job is not for everybody. If you are too busy with your main job or family situations or whatnot. And when you feel like your first job only maybe boring or slightly limited and not motivating, but having an extra job might motivate you to do more, earn new skills, more additional income. So 3 big points. One is to have a successful second job, you have to have a clear purpose, which should bring the good benefits. Otherwise, without clarifying what you want to do, you might not get what you wish to earn more money and better skills or career perspective. And second is always to think about disadvantages from the having a second job. Companies have to think about security, technical, legal concerns. We might work too much. Regulations on workers' rights is not clear on second job, and maybe and you can't really affect on your main job. And the third point was I raised how Japanese labor market is still not fluid compared to the rest of the world. As in, if you're stuck in one job, one company, there may not be many. I mean, you could, but many people feel like you're stuck and you're not to move around. And as a second job starts to kind of trickle down, you might see more people trying to change the job by first taking the second job, then to move to a new area or build more skills to have a successful job changes. And that could lead to slightly more fluid labor market. And this second job is precisely to hire a person for a job, not hire a person to keep for the next 38 years or 40 years, depending on what your starting point is. So those were the main takeaways that we had, and I probably think we are still on.
Prepare for the extreme weather. So we talk about the disaster or emergency situation. So what do you do in emergency situation? We discuss. So we talk about kind of three levels: personal levels, and the government levels, and the personal levels. We in Japan, so to speak, the kind of the 3 days stock to survive. We need to prepare for 3 days stock to survive, or we should prepare for the emergency bag, kind of the hoisters or lights or shoes or something, kind of emergency households. So, and the community area, it's a very important levels, the kind of the maps and the handbooks, the kind of the communication to the neighborhoods, and the connecting the information, kind of radio and the internet. So, and the government area, this is also important. They need a big leadership to survive the people. So it sometimes in Japan there is absence of the leadership. It's gone somewhere. So leadership is a very significant in the emergency situation. And also we talk about the 4 keywords, and one is a timely information. I was said that the communication and information is very important. Timely information, updating the information is very important, and the leadership also. And lastly, the technology. When we are in the emergency, the water engineering, so kind of the breaking the rivers, breaking the dams. This is a very devastating situation. Engineering, irrigation is very important. So, I talk about again the timely information, leadership, and communication technology. These 4 keywords is very important to face to the emergency situation. So that kind of thing we are talk about when we are in disaster or heavy rainfall or typhoon. So.
Travel, making a domestic travel under this COVID-19 situation. And we discussed this issue from 2 different perspectives. One is at the individual, a personal level, and 2, at the government policy level. So firstly, I will explain on the individual personal level. 2 out of 4 were against, said that they don't make a trip under this situation at the personal level because it's scary, and the Tokyo people might scare the local people, so they said they don't travel. The other two said that the short distance local area, short distance trip might be fine at the individual level. And at the government policy level, government is promoting Go-To campaign now, and 3 out of 4 were against this campaign because Tokyo was excluded from this campaign. The other reason.
Yeah, we got it.
Thank you. Okay, the team 5 discussed whether we should bring our own eco bag. And our issue statement would be was that, that's bringing our own eco bag save the environment and ecosystem. And our short answer was yes, it does. It does save the environment and ecosystem. That is the short answer. But it is not enough for 5 minutes. So let me begin some discussions.
Okay.
It is true that people throw away the plastic bag, which causes the pollution, and such plastic bag may harm the environment, and not just the environment actually, but also the animals and fish with indigestible microplastic. And we feel really bad when we see the TV program that features the animals like sea turtles, which were fed up with the microplastic. So that is the fact that by throwing away the plastic bag, it will eventually harm the environment and animals. But it is also the fact that plastic bag accounts for only 1 to 2% of the entire rubbish that is made of plastic materials, according to a past report. So our conclusion is that it is true we need to bring our eco bag and save the environment by reducing the plastic material, but it is not just that, and we need to change our behavior and mindset as well. By reducing the plastic bag, reducing the plastic bag is just a starting point to think about the entire ecosystem.
Rather than just plastic bag as such. Okay, I got you. Okay, great.
Thank you
very much. So let's go back to the general discussion, and